back to us over and over again because, we treat them well and it's easy.
That's a great business, though.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Great model. I love that.
Yeah. And not only is it a good business, it just makes me feel good. Like sometimes I have to like pinch myself that I get to do this. Like I get to wake up every day and make other people feel beautiful. That's such a gift.
Yes.
I've been in other industries in my life, as a bartender in my youth, and I although it was a lot of fun. I remember thinking one time, like, how do I benefit the world? Like, how does this make things better? And I don't really like. I give people hangovers, DUIs. You know what I mean? Like, I send them home to fight with their spouses. I don't know. But it's such a fulfilling feeling to have an industry where at the end of that service, I'm like, I can't even believe I get paid for this. Like, this is such a wonderful experience for mine even.
Yeah, my thing is, I'm wondering, how did you even know where to begin to do? Like, how did that stop?
Well, my mom was a makeup artist, and my aunt was a hairdresser, and so I grew up very young, understanding beauty. My mom is one of the most beautiful women on this planet, inside and out. Like, she just has such a radiant personality, and she taught us all. Including my sister was on The Bachelor, the TV show. She was homecoming queen. She was of everything. She met her husband on The Bachelor Pad season 2. She won the show. They're still married to this day. Like my mom raised us to be beautiful on the inside and out. And, beauty, it starts with having confidence, and confidence can typically start with the outside appearance, but then work its way inward. And, my brother was a famous Abercrombie and Fitch model. Like we were a very beautiful family. I was the ugly duckling, if you can believe it.
Well, you are not an ugly duckling. You have been transformed into
The
a
swan.
swan. Yes. And speaking about swans, that's what Truman Capote called the society ladies. The swans.
That's a good name for it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And speaking about makeup too, I could see on social media and Instagram that a lot of men are also wearing makeup. I mean, not all of them are trying to look like women, but just to highlight their features,
Correct.
which is called, contouring.
The contouring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I get a lot of men's services as well. We do a lot of headshots. But, it's not just about, we do grooming, like eyebrows, facial hair cleanup, head massages, hairstyles for men, and like, covering up dark circles.
Yes,
small
absolutely.
imperfections on the face, and then
Yeah.
powdering to make sure that they're not shiny, make sure they're, moisturized in this wonderful desert.
Well, I would love for you to contour my
Oh, anytime.
plus.
You let me know I'm in.
Yes, absolutely.
Create that chisel.
Yes, and maybe we'll do a live show about it, like live.
With that,
Yes, live demo.
yeah,
That'll be
I just did a media training with Petrania. She and I did a collaboration where we taught a class basically how to dress and act and be confident on film, as well as
Beautiful.
how to do your hair and makeup for film.
Yes.
Because a lot of people shy away from being on camera because they don't like the way they look, or they're not confident enough in their body stance or their clothing choices. So we did a free media class recently, and that was fun. So if you ever want to do something,
Oh, absolutely.
I am in. I love press. That's my favorite thing, is taking the energy of creative people and putting it together.
And yeah. And I love all these things, hair, makeup, fashion, but what we discussed earlier, confidence is very important. And like I would always say, your best fashion accessory is your self-confidence.
Yes.
Because without it, no matter what you wear, no matter what you do, hair, make, people are gonna see through you.
That's absolutely true.
Any
Yeah.
insecurity.
Correct. Correct. That is correct. And self confidence is key, which I've learned a lot by being here in Social Media Shows network, and thanks to the beautiful directoire that's behind the camera. And so, modesty aside, I have a funny story. Now, every time that I go to a place, I hear things like, are you a celebrity? And I just look at them, or last time I was at a funeral, they said, oh, are you a fashion person? This was at a memorial service. I was like, of all places.
Right. That's this last week.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I did see what you're
Last
talking
time.
about.
Yeah, I was wearing my sunglasses throughout the entire
Well,
service.
yeah, I think do you?
Yeah, because the lady, that died was a friend of the lady that died was the mom of a good friend of mine. So
Somebody you cherish.
somebody I really cherish. So, but they still saw the fashionista in me. I'm just
I can't hold you down, can I?
so that's it's all about your confidence and exuding through good makeup, fashion, and also style
Yeah.
is very, very important.
And getting back to the topic, as people talk about each other, I think a lot of that is a lack of confidence.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
When somebody looks at someone else and wants to tear them down.
Amen to that.
Right.
Yes.
It is such a, I think the most confident people are the quietest people because they don't have to say a thing,
Right.
just know.
Right.
It just exudes.
Mhm, mhm.
I think the people that talk the loudest are the ones who know the least and are the least confident in either, an aspect of their life or just everything.
Right. Right. They're holding a lot of envy towards someone, even unfortunately hate. There's a
Mhm.
lot of hate.
Yes.
They want to see that person crumble.
Right.
And usually that's the quiet person who's just doing what they do on a
Mhm.
normal every
Yes.
day, not trying to harm anybody, but yet they're
Yes.
the ones getting attacked all the time.
Yeah. I say when you've got the haters, you've made it, baby.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Just kidding. I don't want any haters.
But it is true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
So there's this one famous Filipino fashion blogger out there who always at forefront in Paris Fashion Week, Milan, and he's got a lot of haters. And this is what they say. What he says: I actually love them. They keep me relevant
100%.
because in every post that I have, they're always there.
Yeah.
They're even better than the ones that love me.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, bless your heart.
That's what's happening.
They've made him relevant, just like the Kardashians.
Right.
Whenever I go to a post that's with the Kardashian, it's hate, hate, hate upon hate, and in the meantime, they're becoming more famous,
Yeah.
more
Powerful.
fabulous, more powerful, and more money.
Yeah.
Right.
My ex hates the Kardashians, like with passion. We're still really good friends. So we have this fight constantly because I say I love them, and I love them for not necessarily, for what they represent or what they do or anything. I just love that they're women that are empowered and they don't care. Like they want to look a certain way and they want to act a certain way. And that's what they want to do. And they do it. They've started all these different brands and you can say what you want about them, becoming famous in a non-conventional way. But some people have that 15 minutes and they do nothing with it.
Right.
And the Kardashians parlayed that and then parlayed that and then parlayed that.
I love that.
Until now, they're,
Yes.
unstoppable. There's nothing
Yeah.
to do.
They're like an institution by themselves. Just the name Kardashian, it's like, oh my God.
It's to be a brand now.
Either you hate it or you love it. There's no in between.
But either way, you pay attention.
Yeah.
So it's,
Mhm.
I absolutely adore the idea of, women in power and, even like Taylor Swift is one of the first billionaires in music.
Yes,
right?
yes. Mhm.
And I love that for her. And, for
Mhm.
anybody who's like, oh, she's okay. I don't understand the appeal. Well, you don't have to.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? That's the beauty of her.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
love her or hate her, but the proof is in the pudding.
That's right.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm not really a fan of Taylor Swift, but as a designer,
Mhm.
I love her look. I love her confidence. I love that she looks gorgeous and stunning in evening gowns.
Yeah.
I mean, she could easily be
Yeah.
a brand ambassador for any luxury brands out there.
She did
Easily.
do a little stint with the Angels, Victoria's Secrets, right? For a while. She walked the runway and sang.
Did she?
Yeah, I believe. Well, I'm a fan, so yes, she did. I can't even.
Oh,
pretend, I can't even pretend she didn't.
I love her.
Oh,
Yeah.
Don't take a look at my phone case over there.
I love her music video, and Katy Perry was a guest in that music video, so that's one.
Well, there's a lot of tea between them.
That yes, yeah.
But I'm not going to spread any gossip because that's not the point of the show. But if you want to do a quick Google.
So there was an article that they buried the hatchet, and they stayed with each other like for a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, they to be able to bury that. Imagine for a few days. That's a long time to bury the hatchet.
Yeah.
Oh, and the billboard lady is moving. So anyhow, I would like to talk about the destructive effects of gossip.
Mm.
So in the movie, in the series, it's not a movie, the Capote versus the Swans
Okay.
on Hulu, because he destroyed the reputation of all these women, and especially there was one lady that he really fabricated a story and said that she killed the husband, which wasn't true.
Oh, yes. Oh, you know what? I did start that series. I
Yes.
just like the way he talks. Like,
Yes, yeah, he had a weird,
Yeah.
peculiar way of talking, and it was
His voice?
yes,
Yeah, he kind of like creepy,
It
but
was
like
a
in a
bit
really fun way.
Oh,
yes,
like
really fun way. Yes, he talked this way.
I have a question though. What is this? What is the craziest piece of garbage you ever?
Gossip
Gossip.
from in general in the city.
Yes.
And you want me to spread it on a place like this? Let's see.
Maybe we can answer that after the break. So
I'll ruminate on that.
okay, when we come back, we can answer that question.
Okay.
it's gonna be interesting.
I will let you think a while.
We'll be right back.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social Media Shows is now the new media of the century.
Welcome to Social Media Shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across social media platforms. We produce over 70 shows with over 1,000 episodes. In the process, we've helped over 100 creators realize their dreams and start their own show. We give platforms to promote your business. If you are an artist, if you have an event, if you are entrepreneurs, or if you have a story. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe and follow us on major social media platforms. And if you have a great idea of a show, join us. Social media shows can help you produce and live stream your own show. Let us help you make your dream become a reality.
And welcome to the next exciting episode of
Arena War.
Fresh batch of institutionalized gladiators fighting for their freedom.
Ready, here we go. You guys heard Perez?
Yes, smell that.
Get back!
Those on the line. The parole board has offered you a ticket out. Win Arena Wars, win your freedom. 7 arenas with 7 of the most vicious killers the world has seen in the last decade. You make it out alive, you get to go home.
Luke Bender.
You're an innocent man.
Innocent man can mean big ratings.
I'll be watching.
I think it's time to audition Mr. Bender. No!
What was your last physical? Cell block shower this morning. Oh yeah.
You ready for this?
Impressive showing out there tonight. You're the new fan favorite.
Are you with me?
Cutie pie back for the kill.
If you want to live through this, we have to work together.
I'm watching you.
Smile for the camera, thug life.
Wow.
We have to finish this.
Come on. Hell yeah.
Doesn't sound much like rehabilitation, does it?
Welcome back to another fabulous segment of the Honeybees. And before we went to the commercial break, the intriguing question was, what was the craziest gossip that you ladies have ever heard? The most outrageous one. But before we dive into that question and before we dive into your answers, I'd just like to wrap up my story about Truman Capote, because in the story he said something so destructive that one of the ladies who heard it, the one who was the juicy subject matter of the topic, drank cyanide and she died. So that's the destructive effects of something that was gossip. It's something that's not true. I think that's outrageous.
That is the most outrageous.
It's like drank a cocktail of cyanide.
But it reminds me of even now, like when the youth on social media in high school, before their brains are fully developed, if rumors get around, when we were kids, it would end with that, everybody hearing it in the class, and then nobody would think about it again. Well, now it becomes a meme, it becomes this, becomes that, and it gets circulated over and over again, and it becomes viral, and the whole world can see it. And now, you become so upset with, and you're thinking that the world is going to end, basically, because everyone's seen this.
Right.
So many kids are killing themselves now.
Yeah.
So it's just so, it's so destructive. Your words have so much power now, because it could be, everyone can hear it, not just echoing just in a small area now. It's across the world being broadcast.
It's truly hurting someone.
Yeah. So anyway, back to the gossip, huh?
Yes, back to the gossip.
Back to the thing we don't hurt anybody.
Tell us, what was the craziest gossip that you ladies have ever heard?
Yeah, do you guys want to start, or?
I need to think about this one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've heard a lot of gossip in my day, and it usually comes to me and ends with me. So, it will still end with me. But, there's affairs, there's things that happen with the socialites in town that, they don't necessarily want to know. Surgeries, nips, tucks, things that you've either, confirmed or known. Like, one of my exes started dating a stripper recently, and that gossip got back to me.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh Lord, it's all these things that come, and they come. This town is too small not to hear it, right?
Yes.
So if somebody says something about you or something about someone they'll come directly to you, and you hear it, and unfortunately, even if it's not your business or you don't want it to be your business, now it becomes your business, and you have to hear it. And I didn't even reach out to my ex initially. He actually ended up he said something to me, and I said, well, I already know, so. But he was like, you never told me. Tell me things like this if you hear it right away. And I'm like,
Right.
None of my business.
I tend to I don't believe in gossip, like starting gossip. I have heard things from people. For some reason, everybody wants to come and tell me things, and I'll usually shut it down.
Yeah.
Because it's just, usually I already know, or I know the person they're trying to talk about.
Right.
And I know that is not them.
It's
like, you've got to be kidding me. So,
Right.
But I know this person doesn't like that person, so they want to try everything and anything to ruin this person's reputation, and it's just not going to work. But
my favorite thing is when somebody comes to you with gossip that you already know, but you've not spread, and they're like telling you, and you have to act surprised, and you're like,
oh, is that right? Oh my God.
Knew. And then, but you see how the story has grown from the first person who told you to the second person who told you, and you're like, absolutely fascinating.
Absolutely.
You can even do, this is something I used to love doing, is you actually intentionally, because you know who's running that mill, so you intentionally plant a little seed to see
How far it
if
goes?
it's going to come back around.
Yeah.
And it always does. So you say something to somebody knowing you're just planting that just to see what they're going to do, to see if it'll come back around. And yes, they do. They go talking. So eventually somebody else approaches me telling me something that I started purposely just to see if it, she got the accent. Oh,
I love it. Look what I started.
So at the end, whoever you told that person is, you cannot trust that person anymore.
I already know that that's the person that runs around.
But at least you tell it to that person, and whoever that person you told with is, it spread it to other
This is the
people.
it was done intentionally because I know this is the person that doesn't shut their mouth and will run around.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm contradicting myself right now. So I knew someone that went around and pretended to be a friend, and then later on, behind your back, like she would start spreading hate about you and start destroying your reputation behind your back. And I'm thinking to myself, how can this be when I'm a great admirer of this person? Like, are you that broken and that insecure? I mean, you wonder how was their childhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or what happened to them? Who hurt you? Who pissed in your cherry?
Yes.
And made you so mad?
Yes.
You have to spread this back to everyone else. I think that often too, when like I get somebody, even if it's like a waitress or anybody in my life, and they're taking anger out of me, I think to myself, like, are you okay?
Right.
Because somebody hurt you, and now you're, hurt people want to hurt people.
People hurt other people.
Yes, absolutely.
So true.
There is a book that I read one time. It was a psychological book, basically based on communication, and one of the chapters was how to find if somebody's a true friend. It was a 6-star test, and one of the tests was exactly what you were talking about, how you put in a seed with a gossip with somebody, and of course you tell the person you're gossiping about that you're doing this just to see if it gets back to them. You say, I'm telling you this, but you can't tell them, and whatever it is false, right? But please don't tell this person. And then if that person finds out and then they tell you, then you know that this person is not a trustworthy person. But if this person never finds out and they know they're a part of it, then you know that if you leave information with them, it's parked there. And so there's 6 of tests that you can do, but that was one of 6, and I found it fascinating because after learning all those tests, I would of course I went out and did it on everyone. And it was really fascinating to see who actually was there for me as a friend versus who was there just for the gossip. Another one of the tests was say I have news. I can't believe this. It's crazy. And then say, but I'll tell you later. And if they don't push you, if they're like officially, like, what is it? Just tell me now.
Tell me now.
And if that's one of those people who won't stop pushing you, that's not a true friend. A true friend will give you respect your space and time and let you tell them in your own time. And that was another one that kind of flows with this kind of arena that we're in speaking in. And I feel like, if the book is by David J. Lieberman, if anyone's interested, it's called Get Anyone to Do Anything. A little bit of a creepy title, but it's mainly, that was, hook point to get people to buy it. But most of it talks about communication and how to get people to care for you and how to speak to people correctly, body language, emotions when people talk to you, if they're not looking you in the eyes, if they're looking down, anyway, that book is fascinating, and so if you want to try the 6-star test, I would suggest going to download that.
My gosh, that's really awesome.
That's interesting. Yeah, I like things like that.
Me too. It's so fast. And my book collection is outrageous, and now it's mostly like digital books because I drive a lot doing services mobily. But I'll throw in something that'll educate me either financially or otherwise, mentally, emotionally, to ground myself and to remind myself how grateful I am for the things I already have, and that's
right. Yeah.
I just feel like the forces that be have aligned, and you became our special guest today.
Oh my gosh,
because not only did we speak about beauty, but the destructive effects of gossip, and you brought a lot to the table as well.
Well, I mean,
So beauty and brains.
oh, okay. And I have a 4-year degree in fashion.
Oh, there you go. My gosh, yes.
No, but
We need to have lunch one of these days because that's up my alley.
oh my gosh, should we just become best friends?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right.
Do you want to go do karate in the garage?
Oh,
Did
there
you
you
get that reference?
I don't know
I
about
just,
the
like, do these
karate part.
references. I do these references from movies that are I'll be 40 in January, and so when I like
Still young.
yeah, I'm still very young.
I wish I was 40 again.
Yeah, me too.
But you know, I work on a lot younger people sometimes, and you know, well, like even quinceañeras, 16-year-olds, and I'll be talking to them and like making reference. And you know, I made one the other day to Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, I remember that.
Everybody knows Pee Wee Herman, I thought, and she was like, "Ew."
Oh,
And I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, what has my life become?"
Oh my God! You don't know who Pee Wee Herman is.
And then it got worse because I made a reference that I felt like was within their, like, you know, window, and they still
didn't
didn't
get it.
understand it. I was
Wow.
like, all right, I'm there.
Yeah.
I've graduated to the kids don't understand me phase.
Oh my Lord! Oh my Lord!
No, but I always have a young
That
energy,
is
so I think no matter what, like I keep my stepdaughter. She's not my stepdaughter anymore, but I call her my bonus daughter, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
She keeps me young.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
we're listening to music, and she's like, "Oh, you have to download Ariana Grande's new album. It's the best. It's some of her best work." And I'm like, "Okay." So I downloaded it, and I've been playing it and like screenshotting, showing her like my favorite songs, and she's like, "Period."
Now, what does she mean by period? What is? I'm old.
All the lingo.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Let's
what
have an
does it
education
mean?
class. We're moving all along.
Yes, yes.
So it basically, if somebody says like no cap, it means like I'm not playing you. There's no like hidden things. Period means like yes,
Okay,
queen,
okay.
slay.
Oh, okay.
Period.
Okay, yeah, no.
Like that. Like it's the end of the sentence.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
like slay and queen. We understand.
So one day I will tell to my daughter, period.
Yeah.
Because when she does something good, like, put a period on it. Like that's the end of it. Like
Yes,
there's
yes.
no more to say than that. Period. And you got to do the hand motion.
My period.
I love it.
I haven't had that period since 1992. No, I'm kidding. But it's,
My gosh, it gets bloody.
yeah, it's really, that's not a lingo. That's not a lingo. But I really like or on God. That's a
On what?
on God.
On
It
God?
means I'm not telling the truth. Like on God.
Oh my God.
There's also there's
Wow.
skippity toilet.
What?
What does that
Okay,
even
hold on.
mean?
Let me get a note and write it down all
I know. You need to
That
go
one
to
I honestly don't even know. I hear it like it's saying toilet. I think it means it's something that's bad. Oh, and I'm from Ohio originally. I don't know if I've introduced myself or where I'm from, but I'm originally from Ohio, and now they have this whole thing about Ohio means sadness.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you say, which I understand, I'm from Ohio, but
Do you agree?
well, I mean, it's a very boring place to grow up.
Oh my God.
And you know, I can see why if you live there in your adulthood, you end up becoming sad.
Okay.
The weather is atrocious. Like you get probably 3 months of sun, and even that is like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And the rest of it's just like snow.
Yeah.
And growing up there was great. It's because it's a small town values,
Mm-hmm.
really great people. You know, you get quality, you know, learning and
Yeah.
all this stuff. It's great to grow up there, but it's an even better place to leave as an adult.
Okay.
Yeah, I know someone out there who's living in Ohio. I have a friend. Okay, you have to move here in Vegas now.
Yeah, there's so many people from Ohio that moved to Vegas.
Move to Vegas. Oh my God.
Unbelievable. And I feel like I attract them. Like I'll be like talking to people, and I'll be like, for some reason I'm fascinated with this person, and then I'll talk to them more. And I'm like, where are you from? They're like, Ohio. I'm like, that's it. Me too. That and Michigan people, which I'm pretty sure Michigan, Ohio, Indiana are all the same state.
Yeah. I know, right?
You know, they might as well just.
It's funny. I see a lot of license plates here.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan, definitely Michigan plates.
So if someone
yeah,
gossips
right.
someone, it will spread all over the place right away.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it'll go like wildfire.
Yes,
Depending on
yes,
what it is,
it'll go
yeah.
like
Yeah.
wildfire. That's very true.
And sometimes I'm saying like those seeds that I planted weren't necessarily about a person, but it was just gossip in general. Just because I wanted to see if it would get around. And I even sometimes put it on myself. This is what I'm going to be doing, but I don't want anybody to know. Blah, blah, button. Nope, here it comes. Comes all the way around. I'm like, yeah, nice.
Yeah. It's all right. I'm honestly fascinated. I would love to know, because I'm like one of the most positive people in energy, and I don't really spread a lot of negative energy or try to take in a lot of negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that, especially there's a friend group that I'm in the mix and mingle of them, certainly a handful of them here in town, but there's this one specific one that's a little bit, negative and gossipy. And I've really kind of separated myself from some of that negative gossip and just kind of let it all shake out on its own.
Yeah.
And then kind of plucked my favorite people and still stayed in contact.
Oh, absolutely.
But I knew for a fact that they were talking about me, and now I know things are. The gossip has turned good because I keep hearing good things like, oh my gosh, it's amazing what you've been doing, what you've been up to. It's company is growing so rapidly. You're doing so amazing. I've lost 55 pounds. Actually, it's 60. I lied. Oh my gosh.
There you go.
I want to lose another 20, so watch out, world.
Here she comes.
Here she comes. Yeah.
Gossiping, it's kind
Yes.
of good in a good way if they gossip you with a good one. But what if they gossip you in a negative?
Well, a lot of times when you are doing well, so something that I learned in my youth, somebody once told me, and it kind of stuck with me, is people want well for you, just not better than them.
Right.
So if you start doing better than them, they think that you're an elitist or you've changed or something, something's going on, and in their mind they try to justify it like, well, obviously it's not me, it's them. I'm not a bad person. They must have changed. They must have done something, and then that's when the hate starts or the jealousy turns its head, and they want to talk about you. And doing well just as much as doing bad can cause you someone to talk about you.
Yeah, it's just like a similar thing that happened to me a few years ago. Because I love fashion, I love expressing myself through it, and one day, I don't know where I was going, probably just to the 7-Eleven, and I had my glasses on and everything.
Just the
And
7-Eleven.
Yes,
Walking the wrong way and saying,
I make a statement when I walk through that door.
Yeah.
Take a big gulp.
And one of my fairy friends asked me, like, why do you dress that way? Do you want people to get the impression that you're a rich person? It's a very third world mentality.
Okay.
I said, no, and how could you think that a person dresses just a little bit and you're now a rich person? Like, that's a very third world thing to think about. We're in America. This is a place of equality, and you can do whatever you want.
Right.
That 1% that you're thinking about are not even accessible by the people here. There's some way.
In 7-Eleven.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Thank you.
And it's not a crime to want to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And feel good about yourself.
And they should know you are always styling.
Always.
Yeah.
You are
I'm
always
all about that.
Do you sleep in your sunglasses?
I sleep with my face mask from Air France. I'm just kidding. But anyhow, on that note, we're going to take a commercial break.
Yeah, quick break, and we will be right back.
Correct.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on SocialMediaShows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. If you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
I was not ashamed of the hatred that I had to bear. I shared it with them. They just didn't know. From their point of view, it was just some savage crusader, devil sent by a country of devils to kill. And that's what I did.
So you just,
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
And we're back at Honeybees, and we have Abie here with us. And we're just going to try to find out your information, how people can reach you, what services you provide, or anything else you want to
Like I mentioned before, we do mobile services, so to your home, your office, casinos, hotels, basically anywhere with an outlet on set. We'll come to you. We'll arrive 15 minutes early. We have 27 girls on our team, so we have a really great availability. We have 3 different levels of artists. So we have our master artists that are 1 to 6 years that come either directly out of school. We've paired with Elle Institute, which is the only accredited makeup school here in Las Vegas. And they produce some of the most amazing students. And I'm on their board as well. So I can help shift the curriculum to basically make sure that they're attuned to the client that I see on an everyday basis. We have our diamond level, which is a 6 to 10 years experience, and then you also get a champagne with the services. And then we have our icon level, which is our very best 10 years or above. Typically that's me or 3 other girls on my team. And this also comes with a luxury gift and as well as champagne. And then you are pampered with extra time. So we have different services, different levels. You can all check that out on my website, which is abiemaebeauty.com. It's ABIEMAE beauty.com. And then you can also contact us via our email, which is contact@abiemaebeauty.com, or our telephone number, which you can book directly to this cell phone here that I'm holding. This is just dedicated to the business, so anything you put on here will be if you want inspirational photos, or if you want to book through the text line, or you could even just call. There's easy booking online as well, which just makes everybody's life easier. So if you want to do that, you can.
Do you want to give the number?
Oh yeah, of course. Call me, okay? 702-808-0886. And then, I'm more than happy to have you. We want to make you feel beautiful on the inside and out, and have a party with you. Come on down.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I do it just because.
Yeah. We also offer makeup classes, so that's one of the more fun things that we do. We'll come to your house, we'll set up with mirrors, champagne, charcuterie board. We'll bring a bottle, the lights and everything, and then we'll go over. Everybody will bring their own makeup to the makeup class, so that you can basically learn how to use the makeup you've already spent money on.
How to apply it.
Exactly. And Abie Mae Beauty, we also have our own makeup line. So if we bring that for sale, in case there's any products that we use that you don't have in your kit, or brushes or anything that basically you don't have and you want to supplement, you can. Otherwise, we teach you how to use your makeup and what you already have. So you're not, going and recreating the wheel. But it's a lot of fun. We drink, we have, we do a little cocktail hour afterwards, where I go around each individual girl and I look at their face and I say, this is something that would really benefit you, because the way your eyes specifically are shaped, we want to bring a more upturn than downturn. You don't have a lot of real estate on your upper lid, so we'll teach you specific ways to do your eyeshadow to make them your eyes look larger. If you had eyes that were farther apart or too close together, I could teach you how to make that look more balanced. If you had a bigger nose, I love my nose. No, you have a cute nose. Oh my gosh. But if you want it, and everybody's so beautiful. I can't tell you enough. I love every unique look, and there isn't a face that I look at and think, ugh, like what an uggo. I mean, but there's something so beautiful about everyone, and I'll tell you what your good features are as well as the things that you tell me the things that bother you, and I'll tell you how to fix it. I think my nose is a little bit bulbous at the end. People will call me crazy, right? But I do, so I put just a little bit of contour at the tip of my nose to shorten it, and that's it. And it makes me feel so much better, and it's just a small change that creates just so much more confidence, and something so easy to do. So small changes making big waves.
So like really emphasizing the best features.
Yes, highlighting your greatest features and hiding the flaws, right? So that you feel you're the most confident on a day-to-day basis. Because a lot of times when people want to learn how to do makeup, it's not because they want to go to the clubs and learn how to do the heavy makeup. It's about the day-to-day, like how do I feel good in my skin going to the office, going to CVS, going, you know what I mean? Like, and as a person who felt very ugly in her skin for a very long time, I can tell you that it does make a huge difference when you can apply small things and learn tips and tricks that you didn't even know you needed. It's like the help that you didn't even know you needed.
Right.
So, anyway, you can book that on www.abiebeauty.com.
There you go.
I also do individual classes if you're looking for something very specific or a very specific look you want to do. But, the parties are always a good time.
Nice.
Ooh la la. Yep. So to recap on the topic of today, we've spoke about the destructive effects of gossip, and I specifically spoke about my inspiration for this topic, which is Truman Capote and the Swans, and the Swans meaning the ladies of high society in New York during the 60s. Oh, there you go. Yeah, she's a swan.
I'm basically Cher.
And she's a swan, and she's a swan.
Swan crew, hashtag.
And I'm the golden goose. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. Our off-camera talk, we missed it, but we were saying he's our Beyonce, our Queen Bee.
Oh. Either that or diva, but anyhow.
Or diva, right,
Yeah.
right. He's like a diva, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So to recap it, if you fabricate stories about someone,
Don't.
Just don't.
Right.
Because you don't know what is the effect of this someone.
Like
Affect them mentally, physically, and emotionally.
just like in the series, Capote versus the Swans, Demi Moore's character, ended up committing suicide.
On a falsehood.
Once she read that article on the magazine, and she was accused of killing her husband, which was not the truth.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Yeah.
And public jury is so hard because once they believe something, there's it's a snowball. Yeah.
Yep. Because now you're going to spend your life trying to defend yourself for something you didn't even do.
Right, and we see this so many times, right? Like, in the media has basically shamed people for acting in a certain way.
Because they've already seen it, that you're not changing their
mind, right? Even though it may or may not be true. Once that piece of gossip is out there, there's no sucking that back. You could even be found not guilty or whatever it is on any subject, and still
they're still going to
the public perception. It's its own judge, trial, and jury.
Yep, public perception.
Reminds me of that show Black Mirror.
Yes. So what are our last words?
Stay positive, be grateful, and know that if somebody brings you negativity, that it's just their problem and not yours.
Yeah.
Be true to yourself. Always be true to yourself. Stay true to yourself.
Stop gossiping because you don't know the consequences to other people. Yeah.
Yep. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, another fabulous episode of the Honeybees. And thank you once again to our guest, Abie.
Stay beautiful.
Yes, there you go.
Yep.
Is it Abie Mae?
It is Abie Mae.
I love Abie Mae.
Yeah. So actually, my middle name is May. It's ABIE, but people thought my name was Abel when I was growing up, and I have a twin brother, and so they thought we were twin boys on paper. And anyway, long story short, I added in the May a long time ago. Never took it away because then people know I'm female.
Right.
And so on behalf of Donna, Marsha, Abie, and yours truly, JC in the house,